supposed to follow that. Okay? Vanessa always was the light of the world, and we were just in her shadow. But I wanted to thank everybody for coming tonight. I wanted to thank Keisha for including me on this list. I thought it was appropriate that I come, not only because Kristen Davis was here, but because I know what it's like to be empowered by women in my life, starting with my mother and the women that helped me move through this challenge with my daughter, specifically the woman who helps me care for my children, Albarosa, and my girlfriends who are here tonight. And I really know what empowering a woman from another woman is like, and I wanted to thank you for that because we don't see each other that often, and you've gotten me through a lot. And I wanted to thank my husband for surprising me tonight and being here. Thank you, babe. You all have little pamphlets and cards in your chairs here, and they kind of talk about what Vanessa touched on with my daughter. And you know, we all have a need to start something, and my husband and I really didn't. We didn't really want to start a foundation. Like Kristen said, it's a lot of hard work. And nobody likes begging for money. Nobody likes asking for things that we think should be just normal to think about. Our animals, our environment, our children. But when you run a foundation, it's a lot of work. But what we found out was that there were a lot of children falling through the cracks and a lot of research that wasn't getting funded that could actually help children that already have been diagnosed with spina bifida, and a lot of education that wasn't being put out there to prevent spina bifida. Let me give you a little example. Spina bifida, and the reason you should care about spina bifida, is because it points to a lot of things that are happening in our world environmentally. We're not eating the food we should eat. We're not caring about our bodies the way we should. We're not teaching young women where their body is, their spleen, their uterus, their inner workings. We don't teach them how important vitamins and nutrients and minerals are. We take it for granted. And spina bifida is the manifestation of those things falling through the cracks. It is 75% preventable. That means that 8 children yesterday were born with it, and 5 of them didn't have to have it. The way it's preventable is through a vitamin called folic acid. It's a very cheap B vitamin sold in Rite Aid, Walgreens, CVS. It's also found naturally in your food, like your dark leafy green vegetables. You know how your mom said eat your spinach and things like that? Well, that's where folic acid is also found. But I'm here tonight because as a woman, I want to empower the women in this room, and I want to inspire the women in this room to take care of yourself, for real. I want you to eat your spinach. I want you to take your folic acid if you're not eating spinach. I want you to eat your strawberries and your almonds and all the things that you read about, because it's very real. We're all at risk of having a baby with birth defects if we don't have the proper nutrition prior to conception. I am a woman who had access to great OBGYNs. I'm a woman who was very educated about my body. I'm a woman who took her vitamins. And I fall in that small percentile that didn't absorb the folic acid I was getting, and I ended up with a baby with spina bifida, who's a miracle in and of herself. However, if I can teach women and educate women to take care of themselves, I've done my job. And I feel like that's part of the reason that God gave me Sophie. And she created priorities for my husband and I that I couldn't even imagine. We were a hot, sexy couple for all of 5 minutes. We were in love and twirling, and we got married, and we had responsibility like you can't imagine. And it brought us closer, and it brought our priorities into focus. And I'm so grateful for Sophie and my son Nicholas and my husband Boris. And I just feel like you all need to know you're women, you're having sex, you're gorgeous, you're healthy, you might have a baby. And a surprise pregnancy is one thing, but a surprise pregnancy with a special needs child is another. They say that infidelity isn't the number one thing that breaks up a relationship today. It's a special needs child, then money, and then infidelity. You should really think about the things you put in your body. Think about the things you want for yourself and for possibly your child. And the things that my husband and I are doing with Sophie's Voice Foundation are really cutting edge. We're picking up where the Spina Bifida Association of America has left off. They are funded by Congress, and they are doing wonderful jobs. The March of Dimes is doing a wonderful job. But Sophie's Voice Foundation is different in that it has its finger on the pulse of initiatives that can really, really improve the lives of children already living with spina bifida and really, really, really push the preventability education of spina bifida. And I want you to know, I know, like Kristen said, it's hard to ask for money, but $5 does help. $10 helps. We're on Facebook, you have your donation cards, anything you feel that you can afford to do, you are really helping a child, and you're helping a mother help her children. And I thank you, Keisha, and I thank you, ladies, for being here, and Vanessa for being here, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.